technician. Currently live in Leland, North Carolina. Going to school in Wilmington, Cape Fear Community College for HVAC. And I'm real excited about that because, I recently saw a YouTube video where a white guy was wondering why it is there's so few black technicians out there. And I was like, wow, he's right, but I didn't think there was a discussion on that. So I'm real excited about being one of the black technicians, one of the few black technicians out there on the field. So that's I'm enrolled in Cape Fear Community College this fall 2012, and finish that up, and you should probably see me out there on the field. Now back to the reason, the heart of this plea. I'm currently engaged in a legal battle right now. In 2007, in the state of Vermont, Burlington, Vermont, I was in a mall called Burlington Town Center Mall in Burlington, and I was sitting in the food court. While I was sitting there for about an hour, and a security officer comes up to me and says, "How long have you been sitting here?" So I tell him, "About an hour." He says, "Well, you need to make a purchase." And I said, I normally come in here and I buy Chinese food. What's the big deal? And the way I saw this is, if I was a white dude, with a laptop, or a white woman with a laptop, just sitting there typing away on the keyboard, he would have never approached me, but he did. I said, I'm sitting here, what's the problem? He goes, "You need to make a purchase." So a big physical altercation ensued. No one was assaulted, but it was this real struggle. This guy was trying to put me under arrest. He called the Burlington Police Department, and they came and arrested me, put me in the holding cell in Burlington Police Department. Well, when the guy came to fingerprint me, I was still very upset about what was going on. So he says, "Come on, cuff up," or whatever. He says, "We want to fingerprint you." He comes to the holding cell door. It's locked. He says, "We want to fingerprint you." I said, "No. What's this all about?" I said, "What I want to do right now is I want to fight." I was upset, and that was my way of venting it. Not the best way, but it was the only thing I could come up with under the circumstance. So I tell him, "Take off your badge and your gun, and let's fight." What the heck, He goes, immediately reaches for his taser, unlocks the cell door and says, "It's too late now, nigga," and shoots me with the taser twice. Now, before this officer opened the cell door, Corporal Brad Trombley, before he opened the door, I saw him reach for his taser, and I immediately put my hands on the wall and told him 4 times before the cell doors opened that I was 100% compliant. He was with one other officer at the time, Officer Irwin. Well, with my hands on the wall, he unlocks the door and shoots me once. I hit my head off the wall, split my head open, and then he shoots me again while I'm on the ground in dart mode. That was an X-26 taser. Extremely painful. And not long afterwards, I filed a lawsuit, but only after writing 15 lawyers to take the case. None of them wanted to take the case. I wrote the ACLU. All the documentation, the court proceedings, the filings are below. The original, or one of the amended pleadings, complaints that I filed, is all below. You could see what's going on. To confirm any questions you have to confirm the validity of this matter is actually on the documentation itself. For instance, the ACLU, their letter, their number, address is right on. It's the signature. All the court proceedings, docket numbers, it's all on the documentation. This isn't a joke. My problem is, on the 29th of this month, I have a court proceeding. It's called an early neutral evaluation, where an expert hears both sides of the matter and he decides on what's going to happen. This is going to cost me some money, and I don't have the money to cover it. They're asking $150 for this officer, for this expert in law in this have $150. If the case is not resolved on the 29th, the defendants intend to depose me, have a deposition of me, which means I need to go to Vermont for a day or however long it takes them to have a deposition of me. I don't have the money for that either. I mean, this is quickly adding up. So what I ask, Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. When you intelligent people read this documentation, read his answers to my questions, interrogatories, which I filed. I filed this case pro se without an attorney. I had to. No one would take the case. But when you see what's going on here, my hope is that you would want to help me out. I only have 9 days to come up with this money so that they can have this evaluation. Let your heart be the judge. Let your eyes be the judge. The documentation's all below my original complaint that I filed after the incident. The answers to my interrogatories. I filed a subpoena against the Burlington Police Department to subpoena it's a computer chip in the X-26 tasers to prove that he shot me twice. Because for 2 years, 3 years, the guy didn't broach that topic that he shot me twice. He didn't want to talk about it. Well, I brought that out. That subpoena, the X-26 taser, they downloaded that information. That's below. You can see that the taser was actually shot twice at me. I'm asking for the funds to follow this case through. That's what I'm asking for. If after you read this documentation, do whatever confirmation you feel you need to do to come to the realization that this isn't a scam, I ask you to please assist me with funds to finish this case. And I really don't have very many options right now to do this. So my plea is that you will recognize what's going on here and assist in me getting this case resolved and going to these proceedings and having it concluded. So please, at this moment, if you would go down to the bottom, scroll down and view the documentation, and let your eyes be the guide, let your heart be the guide, and give a brother some help. I need help. It's that simple. So God bless, and pray for me for the outcome of this case, and thanks for stopping by.